Ingrid with the $50. Why does weakness bother you? It's strength to accept all parts of you. Thank you for the 50.
I refuse. I refuse to accept my weakness. I'm gonna fight it, even if I die failing at fighting my weaknesses. I will go the distance with my weakness. Even if I never overcome them, I will always fight against them.
I have a point of view on that too, similar to Dan's, and I do appreciate your $50. But as a man in current day, this Gen Z, current 2024 kind of political climate we're in, where they're trying to make men more feminine. They're trying to emasculate men, telling you that your masculinity is toxic. Yeah, you're perfect the way you are. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry.
Yeah.
No, there's a reason why your great-grandfather, your grandfather, and your father told you, don't let them see you cry. Don't cry. You scrape your knee, somebody makes fun of you, don't let them see you fucking cry. And yeah, you make a mistake. Sometimes you do just let it out. When you're in school, elementary school or something, you let it out. And then guess what? You learn and you never do it again. Because it's not good. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere to cry after a girl. Because guess what? You will make that mistake and cry over a girl. You will cry over that first fucking love. The first love, you'll do it one fucking time. You will cry over a girl one time. One girl. And then when you get fucking heartbroken, you get cheated on or broken up with, you tell yourself, never again. Never again. And it's not because you don't love the next girl just as much. You might love the next girl even more. But you have learned that lesson. Never to do it again. So I think this whole narrative nowadays with teaching these young boys and young men to be vulnerable and to just lash out on your emotions, it's bullshit. Be a man. Be a fucking man. Suck it the fuck up. Nobody out here wants to see you succeed as much as you want to succeed yourself. There might be one person on the planet who wants to see you do better than them, and that is your father. Yeah. Your father is probably the only man. Yeah, your parents. But your parents are the only two people that want to see you do better than them. So as a man, you can't let your emotions get the best of you. You can't fucking cry and weep over a girl because you lost. There's the old saying, there's no crying in baseball. So I do appreciate the $50. I don't think that it's okay to be a fucking pussy as a man. I don't. Absolutely. It doesn't get you anywhere. Because and the women telling you it's okay to cry, it's okay to let out, and if you do it, she will more than likely never look at you the same.
Don't listen to women.
Never fucking look at you the same.
Don't listen to women about how men should behave because but women know. Women know what they want. Listen, if you want to learn how to behave as a man, ask men. Don't listen to women about how to behave as a man. Maybe you're a mom, but mostly listen to men on how men should behave. And you know what that narrative is also all about? That you're perfect the way you are. You need to accept yourself as you are. You need to accept your weaknesses. You know what this is about? This is about capping improvement. Why this is about capping improvement? Because improvement takes work. It takes blood and sweat and sometimes tears. Don't let them see you cry, but sometimes it takes tears to improve. It takes work. It takes pain to improve. It's not fun to improve. It's much easier. It's much more fun to just accept your weaknesses and not improve. But fuck that. We're not here for the fun. We're here for the legacy. We're here to live meaningful lives, not fun lives. If fun comes around on the path, cool, awesome. Let's have some fun. But that's not the primary goal. The primary goal is to be better, to leave a legacy for your descendants, for your friends, for your family, and to live a meaningful life that leaves the world a better place than when you found it. And that's not by being fucking weak. That's like
men need to be taught how to be a man by a fucking man. And that's why father figures are so damn important. Absolutely. All right, Xwing, now's your time to shine.
Let's go.
All right, Dan.
We just couldn't let that pass. Sorry.
Dan, I need you to help me out here, okay?
What can I do?
Sons of Gondor, Rohan, my brothers, I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight. By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you, stand with me, men of the West!
Da, 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 da.
Let's go! Now that's fucking awesome, man.
Fantastic.
Hats off to you, Xwing. That was fucking great. Telling people to act on their emotions. Like, that's how bad things happen. How many times have all of us at one point gotten so mad at somebody, man, I just want to punch them. I want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Does it ever turn out well if you act on that? I just want to punch them in the face and then you go do it. No.
Yeah.
You put yourself in a bad position. You can get arrested. You can get hurt yourself. You might pick a fight with the wrong person. You can get sued. You can get a fucking lawsuit against you. You can lose everything if you act on emotions. When you act on emotions, that's how bad shit fucking happens.
Now, you as men, I wonder if you have the same experience. Do you get that blackout when you get mad, where your brain shuts off and you get that little, and it's like, you know, it's just like you
kind
have
of
no control.
Numbing sensation, right?
Yeah, you're just gonna absolutely lose your that temper.
Especially on instinctive situations. What do I mean by instinctive? Like stuff that messes with something primal inside of you. For example, your woman endangered somehow. Your kids being in danger, your family being endangered somehow. That messes up with something primal about you, right? So it's a kind of a numbing sensation. It's like, I don't care if I die right now. I'm gonna do what has to be done.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. If you haven't felt
That's
it,
a good point.
Like
I never thought about that.
You lose control. I think it's just nature taking over. I don't know. It's tough to explain. Like,
but
if somebody really beat you off.
I wouldn't catalog this by being overruled by emotion, because that has that comes from a rational source, right?
Right. That's fight or flight.
Yeah.
It's just the fight side.
Raised, that tells you about your values and about how you were raised. That you were raised to respond to a certain way to those situations, and also. You learn in those moments where you just see red and you just have tunnel vision and you go completely. It's the adrenaline taking over. Your nose and your face gets completely numb. It's the adrenaline. Yeah. But when you've been there before and you've made the mistake, or you've even been there before and didn't do it, like, you learn how to control that. And also when you find religion. Like, I know several times recently where I've been really upset, and then I can get there, but I hear this voice in my head. It's my inner conscious, or maybe it's Jesus speaking to me. I don't know. Where I just hear, Trevor, no.
Yeah, Jets, Vato.
Yeah, don't do it. You're better than this. Be the man that I know you're supposed to be. Be the man that you know you're supposed to be. Yeah. Don't go there. Because it doesn't make you look good. It's not going to turn out the way that you think it will when you get that angry.
What we're talking about right now is like a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 in the scale of emotion. What we see nowadays being pushed towards men is like, you need to express the 3 out of 10s, the 4 out of 10s, the 2 out of 10s in the bitch scale, right? And we say, don't bury that stuff in. Bury the 2 out of 10s in, because that's weakness and it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter.
You're going to forget about it in a week, bro. Yeah. That's not some like unresolved trauma that's going to haunt you forever. I bury the unresolved trauma that's going to haunt me forever. I don't care if some dude cut me off in a lane last week. I don't need to spend $10,000 and go to a men's retreat to cry in a hot tub for 4 hours.
That's a 4 out of 10. I mean? That's one of those. Yeah. That you should fuck it. Who cares?
Don't let a temporary problem become a permanent problem.
A permanent problem. And that's the other thing too, is we used to fight all the time when we were kids, when we were younger, right? We'd hit each other catch you in the schoolyard, see you at the tetherball courts. The problem is, as we grow up, we forget that our bodies grow as much as we do. And so you hit a dude in the head and he gets knocked out and he smacks his head on the concrete. He's paralyzed or dead or whatever for the rest of his life.
And that's on you.
So making that decision to really fight when it's worth it. That's why, man, like the older you get, you stop wanting to go out to bars and stuff. 2 years ago, my buddy Andrew, who's about to be here in an hour, was getting picked on by some dude. And I kept telling this guy for 2 hours, I was like, get away from my dude. I don't know why he was picking on him, but he kept picking on him. So finally my buddy was at the bar drinking his beer and this guy walks up behind him and is poking him. And so I got behind the dude and I slept him. I didn't hit him. I just put him in a sleeper hold. I dropped him and I let him go. Yeah. He flipped backwards and smacked his head on the bathroom door and hit the ground. And I was like, I might be catching a charge tonight, Yeah. Because you never know. Luckily, his buddy kind of dragged him halfway out the door. He got all mad and they got rid of him. But you never know if you're not careful. So pick and choose those fights wisely if you must.
Pick and choose, yeah. And probably bars are not the best environment for that choice. But yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you're an aging man who doesn't want to put up with BS anymore, it's not a great spot to be. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, you know what you used to do in the army? Like, we were like in the most horrible, bad situations, like half naked, wet, in the cold outside, and we didn't sleep for 3 days. And it's like, but nobody complained because the first guy who complained about whatever, about being hungry, about being cold, he was the bitch. Exactly. And we would make fun of him the rest of the boot camp, even though we didn't eat for 2 days, or we didn't shower for 2 weeks, or we were wet and miserable and cold. If you complain about that you're cold, if you just utter a peep, oh, I'm cold. We were like,
Ruiz is a bitch. He's a bitch.
Yeah.
Weakest link.
Like Mike says, point and laugh. But everybody was equally miserable and would still be able to laugh at the pussy who complained.